Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my tarot readathon TBR. I did this last year, 2023, and I absolutely loved it. I had a great time. I actually ended up getting this really cute Teddy Tarot set, and I will show you just a couple. These aren't going to be the ones that I pick, but like these are some of the cards. So we've got cards like this one, these guys. Some of them are kind of morbid looking, like I found the death one at one time. But they're just super duper cute, very cute. If you have no idea what the Tarot Readathon is, both Noelle and Daijah have announcement videos that you can check out for all of the information. And we have lots of really fun hosts that are helping run this readathon. So kind of a brief little synopsis here. We've got 4 different teams. So you have Cups, Wands, Swords, and Pentacles. For Team Cups, their hosts are Daijah and Lauren. For Team Wands, we have Stephanie and Christine. For Team Swords, Lexie and Kat. And then finally, Team Pentacles with Monique and Elizabeth. So I chose, dun 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 dun, Team Wands. So I am very excited because I just feel like I match the vibe of Stephanie from Stephanie Bookish and Christine from the Roomies Digest, and I think we're just gonna have a really fun time. I have a few of my friends who are also gonna be joining in the Tarot Readathon, and some of them are actually on Team Wands, so this is very fun. But I thought it'd be fun to just kind of pick my spread of cards so that I could figure out what my TBR is for July. I'm not going to go into what every team's like upright and reversed cards are. I'm just going to do the ones for Team Wands. If you're interested in hearing all the other ones, Daijah does a great job of explaining that in her announcement video. But for Team Wands, our main like qualities and traits are that we have fire, energy, passion, success, ambition, and warmth. So we are granted with the fiery passion ability. So as a member of Team Wands, we have the ability to take any prompt and override it with a romance book or some book with a romantic subplot, and we have unlimited use of this. So let's say we draw a card and it's something that we really don't want to read. We can use this fiery passion ability to override that and just read a romance book, which I'm here for. I predominantly read romance books, so I'm not going to complain about that. Now we do have an upright and reversed prompt. So our upright is at least once during the readathon, try something new, whether it's a recipe, coffee order, hobby, art project, or an outfit. Follow your inspiration and see where it leads you. And then our reversed is at least once during the readathon, spend 30 focused minutes on that passion project that you've been productively procrastinating, whatever that looks like for you. So I will have to figure out what that looks like for me. Hopefully I can take you along through the month as I'm vlogging. I'm also a host for the Hunger Games readathon, which I did just do an announcement video, so you can check that out in the cards above. But I'm also going to be participating in Summerween, so this is going to be a really fun, chaotic month for me with 3 readathons. So I'm going to draw my cards, and I think I'm just going to start out with a like pretty low-ish for me number so that I have some decent expectations for myself and don't get too overwhelmed. And then after I finish the 5 prompts, because I will say I do read probably at least 10 books a month, usually more nowadays, but I'm going to go with 5. That's a good number. And then once I finish those 5 prompts, I will just draw a card as I go. And I think that I will include that in like a weekly vlog type of thing. So I'm going to just shuffle my cards now. And I will do it all on camera so that way it doesn't look like I'm cheating or anything. Okay, so how Daijah does it usually is if like she's shuffling and a card falls out, that's what she picks. So my first card here is Justice. So I'm going to go look that up. So Justice is to read a book that addresses a social issue. Ooh, okay. I'm going to go look at my shelves and see what I've got. So I'll be right back. I think that I'm going to read Cast. This is by Isabel Wilkerson, The Origins of Our Discontents. I actually got this book. This was a book of the month book, but I found it at a little free library, and I have been wanting to read this, and I just haven't had or found the perfect time to read it. And it's also been kind of... Oh my gosh! I have never opened this book. There's a freaking cool... There's a bookmark in here. I don't know who put this in here, but this is freaking cool. Thank you. Thank you, person. So I'm very, very excited now to read this one. Are there any more goodies in here? How cool. Okay. So I don't know anything about this, so let me kind of share what the synopsis says. It says, in this brilliant book, Isabel Wilkerson gives us a masterful portrait of an unseen phenomenon in America as she explores, through an immersive, deeply researched narrative and stories about real people, how America today and throughout its history has been shaped by a hidden caste system, a rigid hierarchy of human rankings. Beyond race, class, or other factors, a powerful caste system influences people's lives and behavior and the nation's fate. Linking the caste systems of America, India, and Nazi Germany, Wilkerson explores 8 pillars that underlie caste systems across civilizations, including divine will, bloodlines, and stigma, using riveting stories about people including Martin Luther King Jr., baseball's Satchel Paige, a single father and his toddler son, and Wilkerson herself. She shows the ways that the insidious undertow of the caste is experienced every day. She documents how the Nazis studied the racial systems in America to plan their outcasting of the Jews. She discusses why the cruel logic of caste requires a bottom rung for those in the middle to measure themselves against. She writes about the surprising health cost of caste, in depression and life expectancy, and the effects of this hierarchy on our culture and politics. Finally, she points forward to ways America can move beyond the artificial and destructive separations of human divisions toward hope in our common humanity. This is just like super exciting, and like even more exciting that I got a cool bookmark. So thank you for whoever put this in the little free library, because I feel like I'm gonna learn something, and I feel like this is just like cool. And side note, I actually through NetGalley got this really cool book club kit, and this was one of the book club kits that it came with. It's got a lot of cool discussion questions and whatnot. My battery died. I'm gonna go ahead and keep shuffling, and then we'll see what I get. Okay, we have one that came out. This is, ooh, the Hanged Teddy. So it's like the Hanged Man. So let me see what this corresponds to. So the Hanged, obviously it's the Hanged Man. They just use Teddy because it's the Teddy Tarot deck. So the Hanged Man corresponds to reading a book that has mixed media elements. All right. Let me go find mixed media elements. So this is one of the books that's already on my Summer Ween TBR. I only have 3 books on my Summer Ween TBR, and this is one of them. We have None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. So this one actually looks like it has, just by browsing, there's like text messages, there are podcast recordings, I think. It has something to do with Netflix, like a transcript of sorts. There's a lot of different things going on in this book. So let me kind of read a little bit about what it is, because I don't know. I only got this for free through Book of the Month because I think it was during my birthday month. I got like a free credit, and then I got another credit for something else. I think like buying so many books or whatever. But it says, when a famous podcaster interviews a stranger promising to divulge the story of a lifetime, secrets emerge that threaten to expose the truth of the lives they've worked hard to project and protect. So celebrating her 45th birthday at the hot new local pub, popular podcaster Alex Summer crosses paths with an unassuming woman called Josie Fair. Josie, it turns out, is also celebrating her 45th birthday. They are, in fact, birthday twins. A few days later, Alex and Josie bump into each other again, this time outside Alex's children's school. Josie has been listening to Alex's podcast and thinks she might be an interesting subject for her series. She is, she tells Alex, on the cusp of great changes in her life. Josie's life appears to be strange and complicated, and although Alex finds her unsettling, she can't quite resist the temptation to keep going on the project. Slowly, she starts to realize that Josie is hiding some very dark secrets, and before she knows it, Josie has inveigled? I don't know how to say this word. Her way into Alex's life and into her home. That's a new word. Okay. But as quickly as she had arrived, Josie Fair disappears. Only then does Alex discover that Josie has left a terrible and terrifying legacy in her wake, and that Alex has become the subject of her own true crime podcast, with her life and her family lives in grave danger. Best-selling author Lisa Jewell delivers the book of her career in this absolute show-stopping work of She Said, where two women collide on their birthday night, forcing an unforgettable reckoning between two women with huge but very different ambitions for their lives. Okay. Well, I'm excited to read this. This was a Book of the Year finalist as well, so I think that might have been like why I got it. But so this is the second book on my tarot TBR and also part of my summer ween TBR. Going for the third prompt. I'm trying to be lazy with how I pull cards. So there we go. We have King of Cups. Okay, let's see what this is. King of Cups. Read a book with a wise character. You're really trying me. Tarot cards. Okay. A wise character. I need to think on this one because I can't think of anything off the top of my head. The first book I thought about is The Giver, but I've already read that. I wouldn't mind reading it again, but I think I do have the second book in the series. Let me go check. So yeah, I do have The Giver, but I think I'm gonna go with Gathering Blue. And a lot of people don't realize that The Giver is actually a 4-part book series. So this one, I don't know anything about. And I know it's like a middle grade or something. I think it picks up from where The Giver left off, but the other books in the series are Messenger and Sun. Mother? There was no reply. She hadn't expected one. Her mother had been dead now for 4 days, and Kira could tell that the last of the spirit was drifting away. Now she was all alone. Left orphaned and physically flawed in a civilization that shuns and discards the weak, Kira faces a frighteningly uncertain future. Her neighbors are hostile and no one but a small boy offers to help. When she is summoned to judgment by the Council of Guardians, Kira prepares to fight for her life, but the Council, to her surprise, has plans for her. Blessed with an almost magical talent that keeps her alive, the young girl faces new responsibilities and a set of mysteries deep within the only world she has ever known. On her quest for truth, Kira discovers things that will change her life and world forever. So, we're gonna go with Gathering Blue. Hopefully it's as good as The Giver because I really, really liked The Giver. And because they're so short, I might even reread it. I don't know. It's been a couple years since I've read The Giver. Here we go with number 4. See, I'm actually surprised that only like one is falling out when I do this. I'm trying to keep them in my hands. Oh, and I say that and 2 come out. Oh, actually, oh gosh. 4 came out. Okay, so if I do 4, that actually puts me at 7. I don't mind doing 7. That's fine. Okay, that's what the cards have picked. Okay, so let's see what 4 cards that I got. We have, I can't see this very well, the 5 of Wands. Ooh, read a book that features competition or conflict among its characters. Perfect book. Since I am participating in the Hunger Games readathon. The Hunger Games. Yeah, yep, that's what we're gonna do. Winning means fame and fortune, losing means certain death. The Hunger Games have begun. In the ruins of a place once known as North America lies the nation of Panem, a shining capital surrounded by 12 outlying districts. The capital is harsh and cruel and keeps the districts in line by forcing them all to send one boy and one girl between the ages of 12 and 18 to participate in the annual Hunger Games, a fight to the death on live TV. 16-year-old Katniss Everdeen regards it as a death sentence when she steps forward forward to take her sister's place in the games, but Katniss has been close to dead before, and survival for her is second nature. Without really meaning to, she becomes a contender, but if she is to win, she will have to start making choices that weigh survival against humanity and life against love. Obviously, I know what happens, but yeah, I'm very excited because this fits perfectly with what I was already planning to read. So I had to change angles just a little bit because it's getting darker and my camera has been kind of wonky. Anyways, so I'm going to show you the other 3 cards that fell out of my little pile there. So we have Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups corresponds to a book with a magical realism element, and I have decided to go with Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman, and I don't know anything about this book, so I'm going to tell you. So it says, always throw spilled salt over your left shoulder. Keep rosemary by your garden gate. Add pepper to your mashed potatoes. Plant roses and lavender for luck. Fall in love whenever you can. The Owen sisters confront the challenges of life and love in this bewitching novel from New York Times bestselling author Alice Hoffman. For more than 200 years, the Owens women have been blamed for everything that has gone wrong in their Massachusetts town. Jillian and Sally have endured that fate as well. As children, the sisters were forever outsiders, taunted, talked about, and pointed at. Their elderly aunts almost seemed to encourage the whispers of witchery with their musty horse and their exotic concoctions and their crowd of black cats, but all Jillian and Sally wanted was to escape. One will do so by marrying, the other by running away, but the bonds they share will bring them back, almost as if by magic. I know that my bestie is going to be very happy that I'm picking up this book, so adding this one to the list. Okay, then we have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is to read a book with a queendom or matriarchy. I don't know too much, but I'm assuming this has to do with a lot more of like matriarchy, because witches tend to be more of like the matriarchy and stuff. So I'm going to read The Honey Witch. This is by Sydney J. Shields, and I think this is just such a gorgeous fairy loot cover. So I'll read what this one is about. Marigold Claude has always preferred the company of the spirits of the meadow to any of the suitors who have tried to woo her. So when her grandmother whisks her away to the family cottage on the tiny isle of Innisfree with an offer to train her as the next Honey Witch, she accepts immediately. But her newfound magic and independence come with a price. No one can fall in love with the Honey Witch. When Lottie Burke, a notoriously grumpy skeptic who doesn't believe in magic, shows up on her doorstep, Marigold can't resist the challenge to prove to her that magic is real. But soon, Marigold begins to care for Lottie in ways she never expected. And when darker magic awakens and threatens to destroy her home, she must fight for much more than her new home, at the risk of losing her magic and her heart. This one I think is going to be really good. I'm very excited to read this one. Okay, and then, oh, how cute. The last card I got is the Moon, my little teddy bear werewolf thing. So the Moon corresponds to read a book that explores the supernatural paranormal. So I am going to be interviewing Tiffany Roberts. So it's a husband-wife duo, and I think the best way to interview someone is to go in knowledgeable about their work. So I think it'd be very fun to read Yearning for her, and I really am looking forward to this because we have a plus-size main female character with purple hair. Yes, so this one is about, a wicked incubus, a curvy, delectable human female. One night of passion that changes everything. Willow Crowley's world comes crashing down when she discovers her boyfriend has been seeing another woman. The dream she'd held of a life with him is shattered in an instant, leaving her alone with nothing except heartache. She vows to never open herself to that hurt again, until a seductive, otherworldly stranger with white hair, piercings, and icy blue eyes promises her a single night of pleasure. No strings attached. But that night isn't enough for him. He wants more than she's ready to give. How can she trust him not to break her heart when he isn't even human? Keon has lived promiscuously for 400 years, feeding on the desire of the humans he and the Fae considered prey. But when he locks eyes with a purple-haired female, something inside him shifts irrevocably. No one can sate his hunger. He wants her, he needs her, yearns for her. Yet she refuses to submit to the carnal delights he promises. She wants more. She wants love. Can he mend her broken heart? Can he love a mortal woman? I don't know. So we're gonna find out, and the author interview is currently scheduled for July 25th at 10 a.m. Eastern. So very excited. I might also read another book by them called Ensnared, but this is just kind of the little list I'm gonna go with. Thank you, Tarot Readathon, for making me pull 7 cards, but that's what the fates have called for. So we have to do what fate calls for, right? Here's my pile of Tarot Readathon books. So we've got 7 here. And I think it's going to be a really fun reading month. I hope to get more than the 7 here finished, but we will see where life takes me in July. Thanks guys for watching today's video. Please like, comment, and consider subscribing. And if you've gotten this far in the video and you don't have anything else to say, leave an emoji for whatever team you're on. If you're participating in the Tarot Readathon, or if you're not participating, drop me a little honeybee for the Honey Witch and the cute little honeybees that are on the side of this book. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.